Hello, hello. It is now, according to my very special device called a phone, very, very amazing new technology. It is 2025, and it's very much about time for us to dump all of the old email marketing software, which absolutely sucks, which is horrible to use, and it's just clunky and inconvenient, and probably made for someone who is not you, who's not a creator, who it's made for an e-commerce business or something like this that has a bunch of features that you don't need or you don't care about. So let's look into three email apps that I think have the most potential and are the best email apps you should be spending your time on, and that can make the perfect start for your newsletter in 2025. And I will break them down by what kind of a person they fit for. As you can see, my little notes here, which are this is the whole notes, by the way. The rest I'll have to you have to actually listen to me, and I'll break them down, give you an overview, and tell you why those specific platforms might be a great idea for you. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jordan Parker. I used to be an engineer for 15 years, so I know a thing or two about apps and how apps should be built. And I also worked in game design and general design, so I understand the basic principles of both, and I can, at least evaluate software for what it is. So this is not just a list of three random apps that I found or have a good affiliate program. I don't even have affiliate links for those. I won't even add links to those. I'll let you Google them yourself. The point here is I'll give you the exact use case for those. And all of the opinions are whatever I think is best, and obviously that's the best answer for everyone. And you should follow me absolutely blindly because I'm so smart about this. So yeah. Anyway, let's get started with the apps. First of all, let's start with the biggest one because the biggest one is the most famous one. So I just want to get this one out of the way because it is fantastic. It is a good place to start, but at the same time, it is the one that you probably know from those three. So the first contender we have for starting your newsletter in 2025 is Beehiiv. And Beehiiv takes a second to load. You can see that I actually run my old newsletter here, and you can see that I really like unsubscribing people because I've unsubscribed literally thousands of people from my emails because I want to work with people who want to work with me as well and not just send to empty email boxes. So yeah, Beehiiv stands out in a couple of very important ways. First of all, the post editor is fantastic. The actual post editing experience is great. It feels modern, it feels polished, it feels new, it is awesome. This is something that you will not get with many of the old apps. A lot of them are slow, clunky, and absolutely garbage in terms of publishing. The publishing experience here is fantastic. So you write your text. There are slash commands like Notion. It's amazing. All of those, by the way, have a very, very pleasant publishing experience because I'm a sucker for a good publishing experience because I think you should be writing your emails inside of your email client and not on a random, in Notion or somewhere else and then copy and pasting them. Because when you write them here, you see them the way your audience sees them, and that gives you an actual look of what their experience is like, and their experience is what matters when it comes to emails. It's not about how cool they feel and look in Notion, it's about how cool and how they feel in an inbox. And obviously, like I would suggest also sending those to yourself and testing them. But anyway, so the editing experience is fantastic. And when it comes to the email marketing, Beehiiv does a couple of things that not every email platform does. First of all, they allow you to publish your emails as blog posts. So they automatically create a blog for you, and you can access a bunch of your blogs on there. And you can go in there. I have lead. This is my old newsletter, and you can see some of my stuff is just here, and I just allowed people to access them from the web. This is a very neat way you can have an all-in-one. I know some people are using stuff like Ghost to do this. This is an exceptionally bad idea because Ghost is not an email marketing software and it absolutely sucks for email marketing for the very simple reason it doesn't have any automations going and you can do very basic things like run a welcome sequence to your audience, which for me is an absolute no-go when I'm picking where I want to grow my audience and how to manage my list. So this has all of the good features of Ghost, but it's not Ghost, it's actually a capable marketing software, which is fantastic. Also, it has a lot of stuff that allows you to segment and filter your audience. It has polls, and it has a very sophisticated automation system, which I currently lost access to, and I can only show you in a client account, which I will not really do, because there's a bunch of personal stuff in there, and I don't want to show that. But in any case, you can automate things. You can run sequences. You can fire webhooks, and you can do pretty much what you want from an automation system. So from email automation perspective, you want to be able to, one, send sequences of emails based on some events, two, be able to send classify people based on their behavior. So if people don't do something in an email, you might want to classify them somewhere else. So add their number of clicks or something and add them to a list of well-engaged subscribers, or count them if they don't have any clicks and just remove unengaged subscribers. You can all of that here, which is very handy. You have a bunch of other tools for growth as well, which is very cool. So you have a built-in post system, a built-in referral system, and a lot of those are not that relevant, but the referral program is nice. You can put a tiered list of rewards inspired by Morning Brew, and the more people refer your newsletter to their friends, the more stuff they get. That's a very nice, light form of gamification, very simple and very nice to use. They have recommendations. The network is not as big, but there are some people running their beehives on Beehiiv, and you can cross-recommend one another. It can be useful. I'm very skeptical towards those systems, because that means that you are recommending other people when they sign to your newsletter, and I want to keep that traffic focused on my offer and not just send them out to a different newsletter. So I'm not a big fan of that. We have magic links. This is just a gimmick. It's not relevant. And we have boosts. Boosts are now interesting because boosts, again, no access here because my account already expired. I use this Beehiiv for 3 years, and I'm currently managing my clients' Beehiiv accounts, and I am recommending this to my clients as well. So it is a powerful platform, but boosts basically allow you to advertise in the Beehiiv network and get new subscribers that way. This is a fairly effective process. There are some ups and downs there. I will make a separate video on that part, but it is a very interesting form of monetization, and it can be a simple way for you to get into ads without getting through the whole stuff of learning how to use meta ads with their horrendous interface, or Google ads with their horrendous interface and actually complex way of targeting, which can be, not fun for a complete beginner. And also you can monetize your newsletter in 3 different ways. You have ads, boosts, and paid subscriptions. Ads and boosts are very similar. Ads allow advertisers to put an ad in your newsletter and get you money for it. Boosts allow other newsletters to put an ad in your newsletter and get money for it. So practically the same thing. Those are nice, but if you sell a product, you always outperform those in terms of profitability. But if you don't have anything to sell yet, that's a fantastic way you can get started with making money fast. And, accessible is always nice. And finally, you have paid subscriptions. You can create paid tiers of your newsletter, and people can purchase those and pay you some money every month, and you can send them extra goodies and give them extra access to whatever. So when it comes to running a newsletter and making it paid, it's a very neat all-in-one platform because it simply does everything that you need, and you don't need to worry about the majority of things that you need to worry. But there is a caveat. This is perfect for when you have a minimalistic setup in which you're just running your newsletter, and that's about it. Maybe you have a landing page or a sales page somewhere, but it's not super complicated. The moment you start making things a little bit more complicated, then you've hit some more advanced issues with, for example, transactional email. Transactional email is the emails that you send people when they purchase something. And you want those emails to be handled well, to be handled immediately, to be marked as transactional emails. There's a bunch of stuff that's going on with transactional emails that is handled differently than typical newsletters. Beehiiv cannot do that. That's very, very important. So once you kind of level up from this level, which is, year 2, 3 of your business, you will probably want to consider moving away from Beehiiv or using an alternative software to kind of fill that gap that is the transactional email stuff. This is where our second contestant comes in, which is the newsletters and transactional email contestant, which is called Loops. It's a very, very cool platform. You can see it's very similar to Beehiiv. This is one of those standard themes that developers use to style their apps, so they're all very similar looking. Beehiiv are more mature as a platform, so they have customized it a little bit more, but it's very, very similar. The editor here is also fantastic, very similar to what you would expect from Beehiiv. There's fewer options here. This is a much more streamlined platform. This is why I like it, by the way. They have a fantastic free offering. They're free to, I think, 1,000 subscribers or something like this, and they don't put any limitations on you. You just have a small logo of their app at the very bottom, and then you can do whatever, basically. It's a very, very generous offer. But the power of Loops is they allow you to create sequences to send broadcasts, so to send your newsletters, and to send transactional email, and everything is super streamlined and super simplified. There isn't any extra stuff. So if you're not looking to monetize directly your newsletter to sell premium subscriptions or to run ads through some advertising network, even though, by the way, there are advertising networks you can plug into your newsletter. You don't need to use one that's provided by your platform, because Kit provides Sparkloop and Beehiiv provides their own network that built-in do that automatically, but you can actually use a separate platform as well, and that's perfectly fine if you don't want to complicate your work in your email sending space. So Loops is perfect for the general simplicity of the whole thing. You create campaigns, which is your broadcast. You create loops, which is your automated sequences of emails, and you can see this is very straightforward stuff. Like you just chain things, and they have enough stuff for this to be very functional, but at the same time it's not fancy. It doesn't have 1,000 things, which is exactly the beauty of this platform, because it is well written, and I judge that from the engineering perspective. You can see that when you're an engineer. It's well written, it works really well, and it is very, very simple to use. If you want to onboard your team, if you want to onboard a VA, it is one of the best places to do so, because it does pretty much everything you would want without any bells and whistles, and it does it really, really well. Very big fan of loops, very, very powerful thing. And one thing you can do is with Beehiiv, you kind of have their own website, like they make the website for you. With Loops, I don't think they create sign-up pages for you. This is the only platform I haven't used extensively. This is a platform that I've been following on social media for a while, and I have been testing here and there for the past 2 years, more or less. Now, they might not create your website for you. I believe so. That used to be the case, at least. But what they have is a fantastic Stripe integration. What that means is that you can set up a small website on Cart, for example, a very cheap, affordable platform to set up a website. You can make all of your signups there. And when it comes to sales, you can have simple sales pages that are directly connected to Stripe. So they just have a Stripe sales form at the very bottom. And when somebody purchases, you can use the events from Stripe directly here and basically hook them up to your new buyer sequence or your transactional email that delivers whatever they purchased. So you can basically kind of create your whole back end of your business using this and very, very cheap and affordable tools. Like you can use Cart for free, you can use this for free. It's a fantastic place to start, and it doesn't require that much extra effort or time. It's important to note that Beehiiv also has a free plan. That's not bad at all, but I frankly find the Loops one more generous in general. And I prefer Loops for beginners because it's simpler. Beehiiv, I generally need to spend a little bit of time with every single client before they understand what's going on in the platform, because there is a lot of stuff there. There is a lot. But yeah. Okay, so Loops, once you want to send transactional emails, absolutely amazing. Once you want to streamline your campaigns, and if you want a very simple, email client, absolutely fantastic platform. Can highly, highly recommend it. And I can see what the developers are doing. They're good people. They know what's up, and they will make the platform better. And they have been doing that for a very long time. And right now, by the way, Loops is in this stage of rapid development, in which they're just adding new things and improving the platform very rapidly, while Beehiiv is kind of sunsetting from this stage and getting in this maintenance stage. They're still releasing new features, but you can see the cadence there is like every 3 months or something, compared to Loops, which are like you can see a new thing every couple of weeks, which is very, very cool. I like when I see the platforms grow in front of me. And finally, this is my favorite, and this is what I'm currently using to run my newsletter. This is the most underappreciated platform on the market, and it's absolutely, absolutely amazing. This one is called Bento. The website is Bento now, because when you write Bento, this means a Japanese lunchbox, you will find a billion different things. This one has a little panda here, which can look like a pig if you look from afar, but it's a panda. And it's a very cute panda. It has some spinning animations somewhere. Anyhow, Bento is the most powerful platform for email marketing on the market, bar none. Like, it is a stupidly powerful platform. That being said, it is exceptionally difficult to learn. I will make some tutorial videos on it because I will be using it extensively. I am currently gamifying my entire newsletter because of how powerful this platform is. I can do that for my own newsletter just because of the platform. But it is one of the most loaded platforms with very useful features as well, and features that are focused on you getting to inboxes and not on just monetization, which I don't think is a part of email marketing. Like you should be using email marketing to make money, but your email marketing platform isn't the core of your monetization. Your sales pages and funnels are, and your email marketing is just enhancing those. Now, I like this organization for here better first, and second of all, they have excellent stuff about deliverability. You can see what's happening with your new special DKIM, I can't even say it, and SPF records. This is part of those DMARC checks that they just added at the start of last year, and basically if you don't set your things correctly, you will have a bad time with deliverability, and it's gonna suck. And basically they handhold you through the whole thing, and it's very easy to do it with Bento. The founder even offers to get on a free call with him, and he'll show you around and help you set this up for yourself. They have a lot of stuff about different IP rotations. They like the actual backend work here, the actual work in the software for getting you in email boxes is insane. Like you don't get to see that. Like Beehiiv and Loops and most of the platforms are usually work by using a third-party service to do to send their messages, and that's everything they do. They give you a very fancy interface. They do a lot of the simplification of email deliverability for you, but they rely on someone else doing this. This is not the case here. This is like from scratch built, and it is made for getting you in inboxes, which is amazing. When you start sending a broadcast, what you will see is that wait, this is not really going to give us anything, but they have a bunch of editors, by the way. I like this one. This is the very similar to what we saw on Loops and Beehiiv, but it's again a very neat editor with slash commands, with a lot of formatting options and everything you want. But if you have like once you write your email, and I'm intentionally writing some gibberish here, and you'll see why. A free guide. Once you save your email, and when you get to the editor, you'll see something very interesting here. You can see all of your spelling errors, which can reduce your deliverability, and you can see all of your risky phrases, which is something that I have never seen an email to do built in, and it's amazing because all of the email platforms have a bunch of banned words, and when you say any one of those words without your knowledge, they are going to put you in either spam or promotions or something like this. So those words are stuff that you should generally avoid, and it's very difficult to learn what those are and how to avoid them when you don't even know like that stuff like get ready can, for example, be flagged or something crazy like this. So Bento actually shows you all of that. Now, this information isn't perfect, but it's a very close thing to reality, and it is very powerful in terms of you actually hitting inboxes every single time. Very good stuff here. And whenever you want to review whatever you have, you'll get an extra round of safety checks. You'll see a lot of stuff that is like, hey, let us get you in the inbox. Very powerful stuff. Next, when you get to the flows, this is where this thing gets absolutely wild. It is insanely powerful. I'll turn off the torque because I know what I'm doing here, but you can see that they have a billion different things. There are so many things you can do here. Like this thing is exceptional when it comes to automation. Like this is basically half of Zapier here. You can do most things here. Yes, some of the stuff will not be accessible to absolutely everyone because it requires a little bit of engineering knowledge. It's not as streamlined as Zapier, but if you learn how to use this, just insanely powerful stuff. And the most important part is you can do this. And this is the only platform that allows you to put GIFs in your automations, which obviously is one of the most, if not the most important feature of every email marketing software. You need to be able to put GIFs. You need to be able to put Dodge in your email marketing automations. Otherwise, they will not work as well. When you put 2 GIFs in your email marketing automations, you increase your deliverability by 11%. That's a fact. that I just made up, but it's a fact. Anyway, this is a very powerful system. It can integrate with Stripe, with WooCommerce, with a lot of the biggest players on the market, including Shopify, WordPress, whatever you can think of. And at the same time, they're giving you pretty much everything you can think about. Automations, you have email marketing, you have transactional emails, very powerful transactional email platform that is actually connected to just about anything else. They give you forms, they give you, I know that the founder is even making a website builder here, like a small website builder. It is insanely powerful. They also have live chat, so if you want to run a live chat support on your website, you can do that from here, just like that. And also what's coming here is the Bento sales module, which is bound to release sometime soon. And that's an actual fully fledged CRM that you can use to make sales from your emails and to basically track your sales more than more than run a paid version of your newsletter. You can actually track actual sales when you want to offer stuff, when you want to do high ticket work. Absolutely fantastic platform, very highly recommended. If you're a power user, you'll be right at home. If you're a beginner, stay away. This is going to be very daunting and very scary for you. You don't need all of that extra stress and all of that extra complexity. But if you're not there, or if you have a technical person that you work with, this is absolutely the best. Absolutely, hands down, the best. They don't have a free trial, but whatever, it's worth it. The pricing is very honest, and they also do a lot of other stuff like website analytics, reporting, and so many different things. In any case, very big fan of this platform. This is what I'm currently using. Can highly recommend it. And I am running late for my client meeting, and I'll be running late for my client meeting. So that has been it. If you are a power user, use Bento. If you just want a simple experience or you have transactional emails, use Loops. And if you just want to monetize a newsletter and not think about anything else, use Beehiiv. Very strong suggestions, very strong contenders. And you should join Creator Income, which is my newsletter, in which I'm going to talk about how to monetize your audience and talk about how to write those emails and talk about everything else you need to turn your content and your followers to actual income that you can then live off of and be happy and free and all that jazz. Bye.